Hello, and I'd like to thank everybody for volunteering for the Journey Continues 2020 hosted by the Washington Northern Idaho region. This event takes place from September 4th to September 7th, and this is a short training video for the position of chairperson. In this, we're just going to quickly go over some technical instructions and what your position entails and what you need to do the day of, and really important, what you need to do prior to your slotted time. So the first thing I want to go over is what you need to do prior to your slotted time, and that is verify the operating platform and its latest version of Zoom and update before your scheduled time again. In order to do that, you have to pretty much go to, if you can see my Zoom homepage is open, the still pic that is in the upper right hand corner. If you're on an iPad or a tablet, you can go to the cogwheel, and the rules and the instructions are exactly the same, but I'm on a Mac currently, and for all electronic devices, as far as a laptop or a computer, it's the same. You're going to click on the still pic, go to check for updates, and again, it will let you know that you are up to date. To date today, the latest version of Zoom is 5.2.1. If you're up to date, it will prompt you. If not, it will let you know there is an update available and bring you through an installation process that is about 30 seconds and let you know that you are up to date, as you see in front of you now, when that is over, and then you're ready to use the Zoom platform appropriately. So a couple of key things that you need to know about your shift. First of all, there's two documents that you're going to really need to become familiar with prior to the slot that you volunteered for. First off, the slots are a minimum of 2 hours, and they are in Pacific time. That's important to know. And the two documents, that you're going to have to be familiar with is your technical instructions, which I'm kind of verbally going over right now, and your meeting chairperson instructions. The meeting chairperson instructions is going to show you what you need to do the day of your event specifically, and exactly what you're going to have as far as your opening format for your 2 hour slot. As well as just noting, if you're in an American Sign Language position, what you need to do to make sure that the sign language interpreter is visible during that slot. Really important to log into Zoom 10 minutes before your scheduled time. Make sure, also super important, that being that you are a chairperson, you are the face and voice of the meeting, that you will be using your speaker, and everything around you can be heard by the whole entire meeting. It's important to have earbuds, a headset, or possibly even, a pair of headphones in to avoid any sound bleed or background noise. On top of that, that being said, you really want to make sure you're in a quiet place. You want to make sure there's no blaring TV or radio in the background, no barking dogs, no yelling kids, right? And for that 2 hours, you really have a quiet place where you can really focus on what you're doing during your time slot. Okay, so I just want to take a minute to go over the titles and the position details of the people you will be serving with the day and time slot of the event. So, first off, 10 to 15 minutes early, what you're going to do is you're going to sign into Zoom for the event, and you're going to contact the host tech. There is only one host title per 2 hour slot, and that is going to be the tech. And that tech person, their job is to assign the co-hosts their co-host titles. They are the only people that can do that. So once you sign in 10 to 15 minutes early, you private chat this host tech, and you're going to let them know you are there, what your position is. And at the end of their 2 hour slot, you will be assigned a title of co-host for your slot coming up. These people, these host techs, they are the only people that will deal with things in relation to the Zoom platform. Any glitches, any shutdowns, they are, again, the only people that can assign a co-host title, as well as, and this is important for the waiting room greeter, as well as the breakout room information co-host. They're the only people that can put a participant in a breakout room. They are the only people that have that capability. So again, you have one tech host during your 2-hour time slot, and it's important that you get to know that person. You have 4 co-host titles, including yourself, per 2-hour slot. I'm just going to go over the 4 co-host titles. We have the co-host chairperson. This is the face and voice of the meeting. They're the person that shares contents. They read the opening format. They also will introduce the speakers. They will share screen in relation to audio content and video content. So these are the people that will, again, be chairing the meeting. And then you have the waiting room greeter. This is the face and voice of the NA Welcoming Committee. They identify guest participants, and what they will do is they will either place a participant into our main meeting from breakout room 1, or they will be able to, if a hand is raised, place a participant into our breakout room 2, which will be where all information will be provided for people who want to donate and stuff of that nature. Also, the waiting room greeter is someone who is going to rename our participants before they go further into the event. And that will include the first name of the person as well as their home state, their home region. So for example, I would be Sam, New York. So then your breakout room information support co-hosts, they're pretty much all things NAWSNA.org, Recovery Companion app, as well as the NA Meeting Finder app. These people are proficient with NA.org. They'll have frequently asked questions that they'll be able to help people navigate through anything they need to deal with as far as donations, recurring donations, one-time donations, and they will also be the breakout room number 2. So that's what they do. Then you have the Serenity Keeper co-host, and this is the person that is more of our atmosphere of recovery maintainer in our live meeting. They have a couple of things they have to do. What they have to do is make sure any of our active videos are not streaming porn, are not streaming something violent, are not streaming something that is disrupting our atmosphere of recovery. And that also includes our default pics or still pics. We want to make sure these pictures are not violating our traditions, as well as anything that is sexually or violently offensive. And also just double checking the names, right? We want to make sure those names are appropriate for our meeting setting, our live meeting setting. And again, anyone that raises their hand when in the live meeting, a Serenity Keeper would have to contact our tech host, who would then place them in breakout room 2. Whenever there is a participant with a raised hand, they are automatically placed into breakout room 2, where they will get all of the information needed for our event and NAWS. Again, super important to know, and we ask all of our trusted servants the day of their time slot to keep an eye on the number of participants that are in the room. We have a max allowance of 500, but we don't want to go up to that, because then the people who are serving the next 2-hour slot, as well as our speakers, will not be able to get in. Our max is 490. 490 is our max allowance. And if we start to see the number in the middle of your 2-hour time slot go up, please contact your tech support and let them know, because we really want to make sure that everyone can get in that is helping run our event. Super important. And also, just a couple of tidbits, right? Like, someone may just quickly ask you how to donate. And if they're on a mobile device, they can text the code TJC2020 to 31996. The user will receive a link and it will walk them through the donation process. And also, if the person is on a computer and says, hey, I'm on a computer, I'd like to donate, all you have to do is tell them to visit thejourneycontinues2020.org, no spaces, and click on the donate button, which is actually next to the live video that's streaming on that website. And that could actually save a lot of extra work. So that's something that is on everybody's document and that everyone should become kind of familiar with, or maybe jot down on a piece of paper the day of the event. Okay, so we're going to talk about screen sharing. You might have to share screen for possibly audio and visual content, such as a video, or just possibly audio content. And it's really quite simple to do. So what I'm going to do is, as you can see, I'm just going to quickly log on to a meeting. Hello. And I'm going to make sure I join with computer audio and just mute myself and stop my video real quick. Okay, so if you can see at the bottom of the toolbar, there's a share screen option, which is green, right? What's really super important, actually, before I get into that, I use Google Chrome. It's really important that what you want to share screen with is on your screen, on your browser before you share screen, right? So again, you're going to hit share screen, and being that this was the last thing on my screen, what I'm going to do is I'm going to make sure that it is bordered in blue. Really important. This is a video with audio and visual content, so I need to make sure the share computer sound option is clicked, as well as the optimize screen share for video clip is actually also clicked and blue. When those two things are done and I've bordered everything, I can actually share screen. Okay, it's important that you go down and you make it your whole screen, and then you can play.
So my name is Boyd and I'm an addict. Hey everybody.
Okay, so there's that, right? So super important that those two things are clicked. And when this is done, it's important to keep your eyes on the screen and make sure you stop sharing when the content is complete. Also, I'm going to quickly show you again, if you just have an audio, when you go to share that audio content, it will be here. You're going to click on it, and you do not need this, right? This is just for visual content, and this is just for sound. So you would click on and press share, and then that would pretty much just allow you press play then obviously on the content you want to share audibly, and it will share. And important to stop share when the actual audible content is complete. So I'm just going to quickly go to So just real quickly, I just want to show you, again, this is what's seen on the document that we're giving you for your technical support information. So again, I'm just going to share my screen for this and show you this. Like again, here's your share screen. It might say share content depending on your electronic device. Video sharing with sound, you have to, again, like I showed you, click both of these buttons down here for video with sound, and then you can pretty much click on the content you want and share your screen. There's another image on here. Again, this is if you're doing audio only, you're only going to click the first box on the bottom and have that content you want audibly to be clicked on, bordered in blue, and hit share, just as seen in this picture. Again, this is one of the intros that we are going to be using with audio content only. Streaming, I can't show you in real time because I don't have anything to show you that's streaming currently, but if the meeting is not started, you will have to start the streaming as such. You're going to click on the bottom control bar, and you're going to see a live stream indicator in the top left zoom, right? So again, you're going to have to click on live on custom live streaming service. This new browser will open and fill the settings mentioned in the green box above, and then you can paste the items respectively. So again, you have to kind of paste everything in, and once it's in, it's going to ask you to kind of put in the URL and stuff, and then you're going to hit go live. And this information will be given to you. And once that happens, it will prepare the live stream during the meeting. It will have a little blue bar that's going to upload. If this was successful, it'll redirect you to the website. You'll see a video player and you'll see the live stream. And then also if you go back to the Zoom window, you'll see that there's a live indicator in the upper top left column as well. This can be a little much. If you have any questions on this, being that I don't have a live stream currently to show you, this can get confusing. But really, at the end of the day, the URLs will be given to you, and you'll be able to do that with no problem, and should be tried prior to. So again, this is pretty much what the host, the co-host chairperson position entails. Really important to just go through all of your instructions and be comfortable. And again, the email that is giving you all of this information, please write back to it if there are any further questions. And again, we thank you so much for volunteering your time. And again, thank you so much.